Hey guys, welcome back. And those of you who've been kind of following along with these videos, we are on the hunt for a Overland camping trailer or just an off-road camping trailer. And we're looking at a whole bunch of different ones and kind of just taking you guys along with us and just kind of sharing what we're picking up and what we found from kind of doing research, calling some of these people, going and visiting some of them. Most of them we can't really go and see because they're either in Canada or Indiana or they're clear across the United States, and we're in Colorado. So best thing I can do is give them a call, look at their website, look at videos on YouTube, and just kind of do a little bit of research. So uh, so far, we've looked at Timberleaf. That was kind of our one of our first ones. We looked at just because one of our clients has one, and I constantly try to get them to sell it to me, but they won't. They love it. But then we came across hiker trailers, and we did put out a video on that. On a lot of the videos I've seen, there's some really nice hiker trailers built out. People have put some money into those things. But after watching a lot of the videos and then going to Fort Collins to Van Cafe and actually seeing one in person, it just wasn't. It just wasn't right for me. It just. I mean, it's just like you just know when you see it, or you know, you just know what you're looking for. And so, this whole journey, I've been, going on Facebook, going to Marketplace, and searching, and then I come across so many different brands, and some of the ones I've come across for sale, they're just no longer in business, and they're 7 8 year old trailer. Which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with how being old. A lot of people take care of their stuff, which is pretty cool. But it got me to, like, I'll see the listing, and then I'm like, oh cool, I'm gonna go research that and find out what's going on there and see what the price is to build out a new one. So most of the ones I found, they're no longer in business. There was a Noah trailer out in Florida. It had the look that we wanted, but they're built overseas, not in China, but I can't remember exactly where. But there was just too many uncertainties about the trailer. I mean, I know the guy, it was like a 24. So, and I could have gotten it for 17 grand, and to build that trailer out was like 42,000. So it was a hell of a deal. They had it listed for, I think, 21, and then I started doing research and told the guys, like, hey, I'm not going to do it unless you can give it to me for 17 out the door. And then he said no. And then after I made up my mind that that wasn't the trailer, he came back and said he'll do it. So then I was like, oh man, should I do it? But then I was like, no, like, I mean, like I said, the trailer was sweet. It had some pretty cool things that we wanted, but it was definitely made for warmer climate because it didn't have a heater, but it did have an AC. And finding parts for it would have been pretty difficult because even on the website, I tried calling the company, no one answered. And then for a week, the website was down and nothing changed. So it was just crazy. So we came across Cedar Ridge, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video is the Cedar Ridge Teardrop Camper. And these things are freaking sweet. All aluminum, so like Timberleaf is made out of wood, and these are all aluminum, and you can just tell that these things are built for off-roading. So here's their website, and I can't remember where they're at. I want to say like Wisconsin, or let me see. I can't remember where they're at. Kentucky. So that was off. But these things are pretty slick. So they've got their flagship, which is the Vega 2.0. So typical teardrop, right? And then they have the Vega Light. so a bit smaller, not so much of an off-road type, but definitely off-road. This is more off-road than most of the ones we've been looking at. And then they've got the Deneb, which this is the style I like, this box style. I'm not a big fan of the teardrop, that whole curve. Uh, it's just my preference. I mean, I think the teardrop campers are great. They're small, compact. You can probably get in and out of things a lot easier than some of these other trailers. Uh, but I decided to take a look at this. Actually, I think I had him build out a quote for the Vega and then the Denim. But then once I called the guys, I figured out, okay, so the Denim is more of something like not as much, uh, you know, extras. There's not that much added to it. It got some really cool features though, um, but I wasn't too. I was impressed, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. So I did the build out for this, and I want to say it was close to 40, 45, 47,000. And they require, I believe it's 5,000 down, and that gets your name on the list. Once they start to build your trailer, I believe you owe 30%. Let me look and see if they have the info here. Here we go. FAQs. How do I order my camper? Deposit. Here we go. Okay, $1,000 reserve your spot. And then when we begin building your trailer, we require 30% down and the remaining balance when the trailer is finished. If you're picking it up within 5 days of it being finished, you can pay the balance in person when you pick it up. You will hear from us with updates on your camper, photos, progress, which that's cool. So with some of the other videos I've talked to, I've created and we've learned from some other people that, I'm not saying this is what Cedar Ridge is going to do or what Timberleaf or any of these other companies, but people have put down, their 30%, and these guys, or not Cedar Ridge, but the other companies end up having issues and problems, and they never see their money and have to go and legal battle and whatever else. So this whole $1,000 reserve your spot to get in queue, and the 30 or 50% down that some of these companies are asking, that just doesn't sit well with me, just because of what's happened to people in the past. But I think Cedar Ridge is doing well. I know Timberleaf is doing well, but you just never know. So it's just a gamble you're going to have to take, and if you're comfortable with that. So, I mean, ours, I think it was 40, I want to say it was 47,000 is what we figured out on the build. So if you take, 47,000 times 30%, that's 14 grand plus another thousand. You're 15 grand into the thing. And then if something happens, you're out until you get legal help. And if they go bankrupt, you got a hell of a situation there. So, but again, that's why I think I was, looking towards Hiker, because Hiker only said $500, get them in the queue. They're 60 days out from having it finished. These guys are 4 to 6 months. You have to wait for your trailer. To me, that's just me saying, hearing that this is a smaller company, not as many people have their hands in the build, and it's a quality build. So I don't have a problem waiting, 4 to 6 months for a trailer. So that didn't steer me at all. But I once I did that build, I started looking at ones that were used, and I found a Vega 2.0 for as a 2024 fully loaded. I mean, this thing had every option, had the awnings, the walls, everything, and it was 22,000, so half the price. So to me, it's like, okay, if you're gonna get a brand new one, Uh, you know, is it is it really worth it? You're the one. I mean, yeah, getting a brand new camper, I think, can be worth it. Uh, but sometimes you can come across these used that people have only used them a couple times and they're practically brand new. I mean, I'd like to have brand new things where I'm the one who puts, the first scratch on it, or I'm the one who does this first. That's cool. I like that, but it's also to a point where it's like, I mean, heck, you know, if you're gonna get it and you can save, half, and instead of spending 50 grand, you only spend 25, on the same exact thing, plus actually probably even more, because most people, when they buy these things brand new, they get a lot of the options and they add more cool shit to it, so it's like, so it's a win-win. I don't know, it's hard to say, you know but I don't know. That's where we're at. We're like, oh my gosh, okay, if you buy used, did they take care of it? Do I got to take it to a mechanic to have them look things over? Yeah, you've got the fear of that. So there's so many things to weigh out. But that's why right now we're in this looking phase and trying to see, what's going on with the used market, what's going on with the new market. Heck, you can even find 24 and 25-year models that are brand new, that just haven't sold and they're highly discounted. So we're running into that too. But this thing, I mean, I've seen some videos, and you guys, I mean, if you haven't seen any videos and you're looking at a teardrop and you like that style, that look of the teardrop, oh my gosh. I mean, hands down, I would take this over a Timberleaf any day. Any day. I mean, it's night and day difference. This thing is sweet. you know, I'm gonna see if there's some pictures in here, but here's some basic information. The weight, pricing. Like here it says fully optioned out without the rooftop tent. Uh, XT, so extreme off road, you're looking at 50 grand, and that's actually even cheaper than getting everything, and not the rooftop tent. So I mean, they're expensive, and they say the average build 43.5. That that's pricey. It's a very expensive trailer, but heck, man, like I said, these things are pretty sweet. Let me see. Um, I want to see if there's more pictures because there's not too many. I mean, like here, if we go in here and take a look at some of these pictures, like the interior on this alone, it's just, I mean, that's super nice. I mean, most of them that you're going to find, they're going to be all wood, or they're going to have like this white, you know, whatever coating that is. And that's it. So it's going to be pretty plain. This little laminate wood type look totally changes this camper on the inside. I mean, just even the lights that they use, these little cup holders and these little shelves, just accent it. It's almost like a, you know, I don't want to sound crazy, but it sounds like a person who is into interior design, really put in like what you would see in a house. I mean, super slick. I mean, and then something else I like about these trailers, and I'm not finding, I mean, some of the more expensive ones, I'm seeing it is, and it's a big reason why they're probably so expensive too, is they use the Red Arc power system. I mean, that alone, I mean, we have that in our Jeep. We haven't installed it yet, but we've got a complete system for it, and it's pricey. I mean, like for an adventure package, I think you're spending like $3,000, and that's not including a battery or a solar panel. But I mean, Red Arc is pretty popular and known to be excellent. One thing I did notice on some of these trailers, um, I don't think like this picture. I think they went a different route with the solar panel, and it was one reason why I really liked it.
Hey
I'm gonna play
everyone,
this
this is
real
Tristan
quick.
with Cedar Ridge
Yeah,
Campers.
see
We're going to
here.
give
Um, Let me see if I can fast forward this. I want
there's
to
no
show
wood in our
you.
trailers at all, so you never have to up on the platform.
Oh, we can't see it. Right there. So right here is the solar panel. So they had this specifically made for this trailer, but in this image up here, it shows a flat panel. Where'd it go? It shows a flat panel that's just stuck to it. So, I mean, those panels are good, but there's no way for the heat to escape. So it's just like I know Lunson Solar, great panels, but they just stick right to a like a vinyl sticker right on top of your hood or on your roof. But in reality, that solar panel is going to get warm, and it could cause damage to whatever's underneath it. Um, so the correct way to do it would be to have like a half inch or quarter inch of space underneath that solar panel to allow airflow. So I didn't. I'm just noticing this because some of the other videos I've seen, it shows the panel um, raised off, and that's what impressed me. I was like how it is right here. That's what impressed me too. I was like, all right, cool. These guys, they know what they're doing. It's like having a solar panel stuck to the side of it, like stuck right on top of it. I mean, cool. That's great. It doesn't take up any more space, but it's not efficient. You know, I have a no soliciting sign on my house, and it doesn't work. My dogs go crazy, and I mean, people just freaking still try to sell me stuff. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I mean, looking at this trailer, seeing the solar panel like that, I know it's such a small detail, but I freaking love it. And it's set up to a point where it's smart. But going into looking at this trailer in depth, these guys have it going on, and I am extremely impressed with it. I mean, the whole slide out here, and I know on the other side is where the kitchen is. So a little sink. I'm going to show you, but there's a burner there. So I mean, very small, but heck, if you're just looking for a place to sleep, and then you got your awnings for the outside, I mean, it's a great trailer. Um, like I said, I've seen a bunch of videos and see how this shows this panel stuck to it. I don't think they do it like that anymore. I'm pretty positive. Um, you know, but who knows? Maybe that was a custom thing for one trailer, but I have a feeling that that's what they do. But I know there's a guy on YouTube. I watched some of his videos that him and his wife got one of these, and it's it's just slick. It's a good looking trailer. Their suspension is good. I mean, the clearance is good. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, but like I said, you're at that $50,000 range. This type of trailer for me for 50 grand, I can't do. I just I'm just not the teardrop that style, that look. That's why I like the Deneb custom. I like that, but this doesn't fit what we want to do either. So we're at that drawing board of, man, this is cool. These guys got this. I mean, it looks like it has the T slot freaking roof rack, which is awesome. Nobody does that. I don't know why, but yeah. So I mean, lots of things to choose from. I'm just here kind of sharing my experience and what I'm finding, and in hopes people watch the video and comment and give me some feedback on their trailer or what they're looking at, or if they have one of these trailers we're looking at, what are the positives, what are the negatives. I mean, why not? I mean, maybe it'll help. Maybe we'll get somewhere with this. So, thanks guys for watching. I think the next trailer we're looking at is the XTR, I believe. I can't remember, but we will see you on the next one.